Hello everyone, and welcome to my May free card class video tutorial. And if you are new to my channel, Stampin' with No, thank you for tuning in. I do appreciate it. And for those that are returning, much appreciated that you are returning and watching my video and ordering through my online store. So we've got a lot to do with this video, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. The theme for this video is vellum. I'm not sure if you are aware, but Stampin' Up! Has vellum sheets. They come in 12 by 12 sheets, and it's thick. It's not ones that you would typically buy at a craft store, so I'm real pleased with the quality of it. I always am anyways, but when it comes to 12 by 12 vellum sheets, you know, a lot of times they're real thin. These are not. And when you get your kit in the mail, you'll understand what I mean about the thickness of it. So the theme for this month of May is using the vellum, and quite honestly, I didn't realize it, but we're doing lots of shading that I think you guys will enjoy doing. So no stress, it's fun. You can't go wrong with it. So let's start with the first kit, and first card I should say. And in that kit, you're going to get your envelope that will come to you embossed. You've got your base, you got your layer, you've got a piece of DSP, and then this vellum, which will come to you embossed. And there is an inside and outside basic white that's die cut, and then the flap is kind of sort of a fun fold that will come to you already scored. But you know, like I always say, just give it an extra burnish when you get your kits in the mail. And then a piece of ribbon. Okay, so let's start with the stamping first, the shading and all that, before we start assembling. So let's see here. We are going to need these two, and I can't remember which was going to be which, so we're just going to go with it. First of all, I'm going to go ahead and shade. It's a little bright for me, so I want to tone it down. So I'm going to get my blending brush and just tone it down ever so slightly. All right. So you guys know that you always start off the page because you don't want a big old blob, right? And just ever so light. Just kind of go in a circular motion until you reach whatever darkness you like. I want it really soft. I don't know that you could actually see it, but it's really ever so soft. And then go in the same thing here. Now, to get my kits, just place at least a minimum order of $45 before tax and shipping, and I'll send these kits to you. And actually for the month of May, I'm doing it again like I did in April. You guys seem to have enjoyed it. I'm going to be sending you 4 kits. Plus, I couldn't decide which kits, which cards to give you, so it was pretty easy to decide to give you guys 4 kits again for this month of May. All right, so we're going to go ahead and stamp some sentiments, and I am always in need of birthday cards. So I'm going to go ahead and make this one a birthday card and ink it up. And this, can't remember the name of it, but it's one of the product of the month that you can earn when you spend over $75 before tax and shipping. It opens up this product of the month opportunity, and for $5 you can get whatever that product of the month is. And this particular one happened to be a stamp set that it just seems like I'm using a lot of it. So it was a good $5 purchase. All right, so the inside, I don't know if, I think it's going to be the inside. Maybe it's going to be the outside. It's from the stamp set that it was in the annual catalog. But yeah, easy for me to say. It's a stamp set that I will keep because I absolutely love it. It's definitely been well used and well loved. All right, we are done with the stamping. So I'm going to move these out of the way. I do know I need to use, I think, some of those colors again, but we'll wait until we get there. All right, so let's assemble. I have to get my silicone mat. All right, so this is pretty easy peasy. We're going to go ahead and adhere that to that. And I do tend to do things flat, so you guys can pop up using the dimensionals anytime you want. I'll be doing it, I think, on the flat part, but I think the rest is going to be laid flat. So one thing, if you're not familiar with using vellums on your cards, you want to make sure placement of your adhesive, because obviously it sees through it's shown through the vellum. So you just have to strategically place it. So I know I want this to be on here. I'll move this out of the way for right now. So I know that I'm going to put this right here, so I can cover and put adhesive right here, and I'm not going to be concerned with it showing. All right, so I'm just going to do this. And it's not a big deal that you don't get all four corners of the vellum, because it kind of adds to it. And what I have found actually is the glue, the liquid glue, does a better job of hiding, but after it's dry, and you'll see it on one of the cards we're going to do. I just thought it added to it, but you will see it. As it's drying, you can kind of see the outline of the blue there. That's from the glue. So I'm going to go ahead and adhere this one flat. I hope that made sense when I described it, but those that have used vellum, I think you guys understand. And then just adhere that. All right, now let's assemble this piece. I think I'm gonna put that on the outside. So I'm gonna glue that, and then this will go on the inside. So let me do that. And I think, like I said, I'll pop this piece up with dimensionals. I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I had a lot of fun with this month's cards. Like I said, I couldn't decide, so you guys really liked the fact that you were getting 4 last month, so I thought, well, I'll just do it again. And that just helped me solidify which cards, and I appreciate the help. All right, so now what I want to do is, I think I'm going to do it before I adhere it. Let's see. I'm going to take this ribbon, and I'm just going to wrap it around, and I'm just going to do a knot. Maybe. There we go. You just got to be careful when you pull it that you don't bend your cardstock. It can be loose because it doesn't matter. And if it is a little loose and you don't like it, just get a mini glue dot and just tack it down, and I'll show you. And that's what I'll do. I did not bring my ribbon snips over, but I think this is sharp enough that we will be okay. There we go. All right. So if you don't like this and where it is, or you definitely do and you don't want it to move, let me knot this up, twist it a little bit. You can get a mini dot and just tuck it in under that knot, and it won't go anywhere unless you want it to. And I rolled it up just a little bit. It's kind of a big knot, but you want to hide it. Just tuck it in, and there you go. All right, now we want to bring over my dimensionals, and I'm going to pop this up. All right. Hope everyone has had a great April. Hard to believe that we are already in May. It's crazy. I'm going to go ahead and put just 4 That should be enough. Well, no, because we're working with vellum, I'm going to put one more. I'll put one more in the middle. Let me bring this over. It may not go. Oop, good, because I didn't push down on it hard enough. I was able to pull it up, but that is not always the case. You guys have noticed that. All right. So I'm just going to bring this over and just line it up right in there, right where I put that glue so you don't see it. And there you go. Voila. And I like the fact that this is loose. I think it helps give it some depth and texture. And there we go. And that is card number 1. Easy peasy, right, guys? It's easy working with vellum. It's actually fun. I find it fun. I'm really enjoying it. Okay, so let's bring over card number 2. Again, working with the vellum, and we are going to do some shading. All right, so let's see what we get in here. You get your envelope, get your card base. Let me just dump all this out. Get your card base. A reminder, make sure you give it another burnish with your bone folder, because I don't do that. I just fold it in half and stick it in the envelope. You get a piece of DSP for your envelope flap. You got your inside piece. And there's extra DSP, so you'll be getting that if you want to put that on the inside. Another piece of DSP for the outside, this beautiful vellum, and then a die cut word that says hi. So we're not going to do any stamping, but we will do some shading. I wanted to add some depth to the letters, and we're going to see how this turns out. You don't have to do it. It's strictly optional. If you like the look the way it is, and when you get it, then don't worry about shading it. It's, you know, it's just a personal preference. But I just felt like, for me, it needed something. So I'm going to add it. Oops. So I'm going to ink up my brush. That was a lot. Must be a juicy one. And then I'm just going to go, I'm really just covering the edges is really what I want to do. But I can't dip the die cut pieces into my ink because of, I can't get in like right in here. So I'm going to use the brush to do that. Now you can get a dauber, and you know, that would work, but you know, sometimes with daubers, which we're going to find out, I think, here in one of those cards, sometimes I get a little blotchy areas, you know, a little heavier than one side, and I decided on this one I did not want to take the chance, so I'm just going to use my little mini blending brush, which I absolutely love. I tend to use my mini brush more so than my, I'm going to call it regular size one, and I think because I can just control it better. I got small fingers, and I can control better the pressure, and doesn't hurt my fingers. All right, ever so slight. I don't know if you can tell in the camera, but I certainly can, and I think that's good like that. So let's go ahead and move these out of the way, and let's put this beautiful card together. All right, I don't think, let's do this on the inside. I don't think I said when place your orders. So you place your orders by 26 May. It'll be right before Memorial Day. I'll be able to work on the kits and get them out to you by 31 May. You'll also get a written tutorial, which I will email out to you at the end of the month. And I did change the format just a little bit. If you've received my tutorials before, I did a little bit better job of streamlining. I gave you probably a little bit more than what you really needed, and I took that out. So hopefully you like the new layout. A little bit more straightforward, so that it's easier when you need to duplicate the layout. I'm just going to add that there. Now, you know, again, it's an extra piece. You don't have to use it. You can save it for another, oops, or you can save it for another card if you want. I did get glue on there, but I think it'll dry just fine. And by the time I write a little message on there, you won't know. All right, so let's work on the front. And this is going to go here. So again, you know, with the vellum, you got to kind of be, not kind of, you have to be aware of the placement of the glue. So I'm going to line that up, and I know that I want to put this piece right there. So that's where I'm going to put my glue. So let me go ahead and put glue or adhesive, you know, whichever you guys prefer. And just line that up. Get my tweezers here. I think we are good. Right there. It's sticking up just a little bit. I didn't line it up very straight. There we go. There we go. Yep. And working with vellum, it does not dry as quick. So you have even, if you're using glue, you have even more time to play around with moving it to get it straight. All right, that's what I want to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put glue where that DSP is going to hide it. And lay it, oops, and lay it flat. And line it up. Now, this piece, the vellum and the piece of DSP will be the width, I'm sorry, the height of this card. Okay, and then this I'm going to use dimensionals and pop those up. So let me get that. All right. Now I can tell the difference that I shaded. Now maybe you can't on the video, but I can certainly tell, and it's just enough that it pops. And that's exactly what I want. I am going to use my small mini just because I don't want to take the chance of the large being shown. It probably will fit. It's probably like a perfect fit, but I'm just going to use the little ones. And I have been wanting, I love these dies. I've been wanting to play more with them, and I have. They're just so much fun. And I know that I'm not going to say that they're made for scrapbooking, but they're great. But they are perfect, as you can see here, they are perfect for card making also. All right, there we go. All right. Oh, I forgot the envelope. Let's do that. And the extra DSP, the colors may be different, but it is from the same pack of paper. So everything will complement each other. I just, you know, I cut things up, and it's just random as to who gets what. So, but it will coordinate. That is definitely a guarantee. All right, just put that in there. Get my snips. We're well on our way. Card number 2. There we go. I'm just going to go straight instead of curving, just to be different. But you can finish trimming all that out to get the rounded corner look, but I like that, so I'm going to go with it. All right. All right, guys, this is card number 2. Like that. All right, so let's bring over card number 3. And let me bring over missing a color. Oh, it's a color I just used. Okay. All right, we're gonna do some more shading. All right, so, oh, I already did this. That's interesting. Okay. Well, you will get, I don't know why I did this. I'm not sure why. Okay. All right. So back to the video. I will definitely get you an envelope that will come with a piece of DSP. That is so funny that I did that. I'm cracking up. All right. You'll get that. So put that over there, which is pretty interesting because I wasn't sure on colors. I don't know what I was thinking. Maybe it was from another project. All right, so you're going to get your card base. Will come to you, cut and scored. And this is on the inside. That I love that technique that I did on, I don't even know what month it was. And you guys seem to have liked it too, so I'm doing it again. But we're going to do some shading with that. And then the outside piece, there's a layering. And then another piece of vellum, my favorite embossing. And then this will come to you die cut. And then you're going to get some linen thread. I don't know how long, but it will be more than enough. So I'm going to put that over there. All right, so we have to do some shading first before we assemble. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's start with this. Now, I'm going to use my daubers just because I want to get into the small area and I can control it better than my mini blending brush. Okay, but you guys use whatever you're more comfortable with. So what I want to do is just daub just a little bit. I don't want to get too carried away and just go over it. I'm just barely touching the paper, honestly. Just the surface and going around. And you can tell, I think you guys can see where I'm doing the shading in that. Now this one might be a little bit more difficult, but I'm not too concerned if I get overlap into the petals. I'm good with that. And I think right in there, that is a leaf. We're going to pretend it is if it's not. And I'm going to go in there and shade that. See, it just offers enough of a wow factor to me, I think, when you open up a card like this and you see just the extra little something something with it. I think it just adds to it. Okay, I think that's it for the inside. So let me move that off to the side. Now let's bring over the vellum piece. And I want to do the center, and then I just have to find wherever there's leaves. There's a leaf here, and a little bit of the center flower there, and I think that's a leaf. So that's what we're gonna go with. So since I got the green on top, let's go with the green. And let's see. Now when you're working with vellum, it does show, like if you do that, you'll see the light and dark. And honestly, I think it's kind of a cool look if you do it on vellum. So if you end up doing that and you really don't mean to, go with it, because once you walk away and then come back and look at it, you'll think, wow, that was really cool. It just stands out. All right, that is a leaf right in between. There we go. I think that's good. All right, now let's bring over the yellow and do the center. Same thing, just barely touch, barely put any pressure. And you know, you can go over it multiple times. I would just go soft first, and then if you think it needs more, then just go back over it again, just like what I'm doing right now. Okay, I think you guys can see it better like that. That's so pretty. I love that embossing folder. All right, so I think we are done, that we can start putting things together. Let me get these out of the way. Remember if I need those colors again or not, but we shall see. All right, so let's go ahead and put this on the inside. Give that to dry. Now, vellum does take, a while to even dry when you're putting ink in addition to the glue. So don't be in such a rush to adhere that piece. You may want to do it first and then do the rest of this kit because you will take the chance of smearing it. I'll just put that right in there. Great. Is that not pretty when you open it up? You get that look? I think it's great. All right, let's put that to the side. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do some gluing here. I'm just going to adhere flat. We're moving right along. I hope you like this month's kits. Try to offer something a little bit different, that you'll be able to learn. That's important, I think. All right, so since I know that the glue's going to show up, this is going to be a little bit more challenging. If you put, I'm going to say glue, but you can use mini dots, whatever. If you put it around this center flower, the part that I shaded will appear darker. And I'm going to show you what I mean. You see how that is right now? I quite honestly learned this by accident, but I absolutely loved it. So I went with it. So that fits right over that piece of DSP. And just in case that ink is still wet, I'm going to flip it over and press down on it. All right, that is on there. You probably can't tell, but the pink on the DSP is starting to come through. All right, so we are going to take your vellum, your linen, and we're going to wrap it twice. Hopefully I can do this on camera. Wrap it around twice, and then just tie, let's see, easier said than done, right? Wrap it twice, and I'm going to attempt a bow. All right, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and do a knot first, just to put it in place. You don't have to do that. Sometimes I can control the linen better. I do it different ways. It's also, if my fingers are working with me, because, sometimes they don't, right? Sometimes you're just all thumbs and it's just hard to do a bow. All right. That does not look pretty, but I'm going to make it look pretty. Tie it, pull it, hold the center down and pull the tails just a little bit. Here we go. Pull that just a smidgen. All right. All right, we are good with that. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop that up on dimensionals, like so. Let me put my glue up because I think we're done with the glue for right now. It started to dry out. All right, I need my large dimensionals. You guys liking the new mini? I like the new layout. I shouldn't say new. They've kind of reintroduced the old way. I find things are a little bit easier to find. I'm loving all the new product. So I hope you guys are loving it. All right, so I'm just going to put that closer to the top. All right, let me go ahead and trim these down. This is going to get in my way. Now you can leave them long if you want, but I'm just going to cut mine down just a little bit. Okay, so this piece, let me slide this up here. It's going to come to you, you can see that white. See the white? That is that double-sided adhesive. It will come to you like it may not be the entire piece. This die cut is very fragile. So, see, it just peeled off. Hang on, it just peeled my paper off. It's so, may not be a good choice. I may not do it. So if I have this problem peeling off all of it, I apologize. This will not come to you with adhesive because I don't want to cause any problems with you guys trying to peel off the adhesive backing. All right, it's just stuck to me. That may not be a good idea. It probably won't. We shall see. You know, it's supposed to be perfect for these kinds of dies, and I will agree with that. But sometimes your paper, it just tears. Make sure you don't have greasy fingers, that's for sure. All right, it is peeling much better. Maybe it was just that area. All right, we're okay with that. All right, so now we're going to, this will not come to you with the backing because I don't want to force you into having it flat. So you just line it up and press down. Oops. I don't know. You may not get the backing. Oh, that worked. Okay. All right. If for some reason I change my mind, if it's not the backing, you know that I had problems with it. And I apologize, but I don't want to send you something that may risk tearing. So I'm going to go ahead and pop that up. Now I'm definitely using the small minis. And that is going to stick out. I'm going to trim that. I'm going to use half of it. So just cut that. There. It just barely fits. But I don't like when embellishments, not embellishments, dimensionals are seen, like sticking out. It bothers me. Now you can glue it flat, but I just wanted it to pop. All right. There we go. Center that. There we go. All right. And since my envelope is done, all right, so that is card, what card is this? Card number 3. Oh, that's pretty. And since the glue's dried, I don't know if you can see, it's a little bit darker right in there. It just adds a little bit more to that flower, I think. So, all right, card number 4. Last but not least. And let's see, I don't remember what colors. All right, you get your envelope. You're gonna get a piece. Ooh, lots of little pieces here. Probably will come to you in a bag. You'll get a piece for your envelope flap. Now, this will come to you cut and scored. I'm gonna bring this over here because it's gonna be hard. You're gonna get all these pieces. Yes, they're gonna be all white, but we are gonna do some shading. I saw a card that was done very similar, but I changed it up. I had to do my own thing. This will come to you die cut. All right, so you got a piece for the inside. I'll talk about that in just a minute. you got the outside, your outside vellum, and then you're going to get this frame. This, when I cut this frame out, I get this. I don't need this, so you're going to be getting this. This will be in your envelope. It's just an extra piece for you to put on another card if you so choose, okay? So I just didn't want all of these die cuts. So I thought, well, I'll just go ahead and just give it to everybody. Okay, so we're going to do something fun on this one. Let me bring over this first. So this is gold, and it's really shiny, and I didn't like it shiny. Oops. So I decided, and I was playing, I decided to get my sander and just slightly rough it up. And you don't have to do that when you get this. Go in one direction. Don't go circular, or else you'll see the lines. And I'm not pressing very hard. Now, you know, this is a really good sander. And you probably can't tell. You will when you get it there. It shows a little bit of the silver. So it looks tarnished, which I really liked the look. So, so you can do that if you so choose, but you don't have to. It won't take away from the look at all. Okay, so let's do some shading. I'm going to flip this over so I can see what we're going to do. Now, we're going to, this is going to be part of the cake. And I'm going to leave those white. Let me get all these little pieces over here so we can see. All right. Ah! Okay. So we're going to go ahead and shade this, and we're going to have a pink icing cake. And I was cutting, I actually did. I did do some die cutting, and I did not like, I'm going to call it the solid cardstock. So I decided to go ahead and shade it, and I just liked the look. So again, you know, start off the side of the page and just move in. And you can go as light or as dark as you want for the cake icing. And it just gives a much more softer look than had you use the actual colored cardstock. And if you don't have a blending brush, definitely use your dauber, or to even give it more texture, it'll be I'm gonna call it splotchy, but it's kind of cool. You can get it, I'm not gonna do it here, just get it and turn it upside down and press on it, and then carefully lift it up, and it'll be all splotchy. That would be a cool technique if you would want to do something like that. All right, so that's the softness that I want, and I could go darker if I want to, but I'm not. So next I want chocolate icing, of course. And I'm going to start off with a light, and then I'll go back over it. And you have to be careful. Don't press too hard, because you might bend the die cuts, because they are thin. Thin as in narrow, not thin as in thickness. All right, so that's pretty soft. Now I want to go back over with a darker. Did you guys get the new ink colors? I'm loving the new pads. Much easier to open, and I think the felt that they use helps prevent you from smooshing your entire ink block into your ink and getting ink all over the block, and I think that really helps. All right, I'm just going over it till I want it to look like chocolate. And using the two different colors, I think helped soften it. Wasn't so dark that it, to me, it looks like fudge. All right, I think we're good there. All right, so let me get this out of the way. And we need, let me move these over. I'll give it time to dry. It's dry, but you know, just give it time. All right, so put these over here so we can see. What's this gonna spell? Ooh, spell it right too when I put it on the card. Oh, it says your day. Oop. I'm gonna put that over there. All right, well, actually, let me just do that first. Let me just put this over here. I gotta move this out of the way. All right, so what I want to do is shade these letters, but I'll bring over my other. I just want to do the top half. I don't want to shade the whole thing. So you want to try and do the same all the way across. So I'm going to go about, I don't know, it might be just beyond, just a smidgen past the halfway point. And just, I'm barely touching, guys. Like I'm going so light. And you just have to be careful that it doesn't tear. And then just line it up. You see it's about just a point past halfway. And then just do that on all of them. And that's okay that, you know, one may be darker than the other. I think that helps with the texture of it. It's sticking up. I don't want to tear, bend it. All right. I hope you like this part. I like the look. All right, I think we're done shading. I'm not going to do the others. I'm going to leave that white so that will pop. All right, we are ready to put this one together. Let me put these over here. All right, so let's work on the inside. I think we're just, nothing fancy, right? Just, yeah, we're just gonna put that in. I did not decorate the inside. So let me just glue that. Vellum is fun to work with, so I hope you have fun with these cards. Okay, so vellum's going to go on top of this pretty paper, and I know this frame is going to go there, so I know that I'm safe to put vellum on the outer part of this vellum. So hopefully I'm just going to do, yeah, come on. Just going to do this. All right. Bring this over. I really need this sheet. We'll see. And it fits right over. Got ink on my nails. It fits right over the DSP. So just line it up. That should be good to go. And then put that over that. And I'm just going to use glue. And actually do it this way. I can see what I'm doing. Oops. go. All right. Such pretty paper. And this DSP is great because you can go in any direction you want. You got leaves going every which way. All right, so I want to go ahead and pop this up. So I'm going to put dimensionals on this and use my large. And then just a reminder, just place your $45 before tax and shipping before 26 May. And you'll be able to get these 4 kits in the mail. Orders over 75, you'll get a pack of embellishments. And then if you go beyond that, you know, depending on how much beyond, I tend to just throw extra stuff in there. You know, one month I did pick tools. It just depends on what's going on and what I have in my stash. So it's always a surprise. All right, so I'm going to put this up on dimensionals in the front. Let's line it up. Perfect. All right, so now let's bring this over. Okay, we're going to build the cake. So I'm going to put this down here, right on the edge, and then we're just going to build. And I'm going to go flat. I'm not worried about things popping up. I'm just going to go flat like so. All right. I mean, I guess you could pop up. You could pop up the cake stand and then tuck the cake pieces in there, but I'm just going to do this. I think that's crooked. No, looks straight. And then just glue all this flat. Just bump that right up against the cake stand. I think this DSP was always so pretty. All right, looking good. Okay, so let's do the chocolate icing. There's one thing I've never tried is cake decorating. I think it would be fun. All right, so now we've got the center. Let's see. I don't think there's an up or down there. I think my glue is drying up. All right, just spacing it out. Yeah, I don't think there's an up or down. It's just any which way. Ooh, I like how that's coming together. All right. Oop, that's crooked. It's a cake that didn't do well in the oven. All right. That and that. All right, so what's next? Now we need to spell out. Let me close this up for a little bit. Drying up. All right, so now we want to spell your day. I'm going to put these close together. I don't want to cover up all of that pretty DSP. Let's see, Y-O-U-R. Spell it right. There. I think that'll work. You could stagger, like going, you know, one letter up, one letter down, but I think I'm just going to try to put it straight as best as I can. So I'm trying to center on the left and right. I tend to find the middle letter. Oops. And then go from there. I don't know if that's what you do, but that helps me. All right, doing good. And I know I've mentioned it before, but don't forget, when you place a $75 or more, it opens up an opportunity to get the product of the month. And so far, I've not been disappointed on any of the product of the month that I've received. So, okay, so I've got all this room over here, so I'm just, instead of picking the middle, I'm going to pick the end and then work my way that way. I'm going to put that right on the vellum. And these letters may come to you with the adhesive also. I'm just going to have to make a call on that. I'll do a few and peel them back just to see. If I think you're going to struggle with it, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather you use liquid glue. You can control it better instead of the possibility of you peeling off the backing and then tearing the letters. But, all right. Oops. That stuck to me. I got glue on me. All right. Loving it. I like the shading on that. I think it made it pop. I think it brought everything together. All right. So, we got to do the envelope. Again, this is coming to you just as an extra piece. And then I'm going, ooh, that's so pretty. I'm going to do this. That'd be a tough decision. So that definitely was a pretty DSP pack. Just love the colors, and they had scrapbook kit. I don't know if you got that, but that was fun. That was very pretty. I'm just going to go ahead and cut the ends off and make it square like I did the other one. Like so. But you can cut the ends all the way around all three sides and have a rounded corner if you so choose. But I'm just doing that just because. All right. I'm going to stick that in there. All right, so this is card number 4. Like it? I love it. Lots of shading. Took a little bit more time, guys, but you know, it's well worth it, and it's so much fun. So this is card number 4. Card number 3 opens up this way. You'll get this embossed, a little bit more shading. 4, 3, and this is card number 2. Again, I did some shading, but that's optional, right? You get extra piece of DSP there. And then the very first card is a fun fold that opens up like so. Again, did a little bit of shading. But each one has a vellum uniqueness to it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this May class, and take advantage of all the opportunities just to get more things. It's always good. It's always exciting when you can get some free things, right? So don't hesitate to reach out if you need anything. And as always, happy stamping to each and every one of you. Take care.